Welcome back, guys. I went a little crazy on Amazon. Welcome back, guys. I may have been shopping on Amazon. Welcome back, guys. I've got a package. So that stuff is out of the way. Now to let you guys know, I am starting a new series, and is Can YouTube Teach Me? And I'm gonna start it off with something that I've been wanting to do for so long. Computer. And not just any computer, a lot of guys, big YouTube channels like Linus Tech Tips and Bitwit, and all the big tech guys that do computer builds, they focus mainly around their gaming setups, which are absolutely amazing. But I'm more geared a little bit more towards editing since I don't do a whole lot of PC gaming. I love PC gaming, but I'm doing this for more of an editing rig that's not super expensive. You know me, I'm super cheap. So I'm gonna see if YouTube can teach me how to build a PC, because I've never done it before. So for this video, and probably a whole video series, what I'm gonna be doing is things absolutely by myself with no training, no help from anyone else. I am just gonna be using my laptop and YouTube. That's it. I'm gonna see if just by watching a YouTube video, I can do X. And in this video, I'm gonna be doing the computer, as you saw all those packages. So let's get to the components. So here are the components, a whole lot smaller out of those giant boxes. So what I did here is pretty much, in my opinion, mid-tier. So everything here together is about a $700 build. Now that being said, I didn't want something super low end because I want decent video production work, something that's not going to take forever to render, like my Mac, because I'm using Final Cut because I'm just used to it, did that in high school. So the stuff here, everything, probably besides the graphics card, is pretty mid-level, nothing too over the top. So for my case, I have the Commander C36. All of this stuff I got on Prime Day. Not all of these were Prime Day deals, but that's when I got all this stuff. This case supposedly is super awesome because it comes with 3 fans. 2 giant RGB fans and 1 fan in the back. So I didn't need to buy any extra fans. And the cool thing about this is the motherboard that I got, the B450, has the built-in RGB thing, so it syncs with these fans, so I can do fancy stuff with that. So paired with that motherboard, I do have the Ryzen 7 2700X. Now the reason why I got this one and not the new architecture, the 3700, whatever I could get, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, the new generation of Ryzen, the reason why I didn't get that is because these were cut. These prices were slashed really low. I got this under $200, I believe. And I got the Ryzen 7 because it has more cores. More cores means you have better rendering and video editing, and I'm not going towards games, even though this can game very well. And for memory, this little itty bitty M.2, 1 terabyte, this thing is supposed to be stupid fast with around 3,000 read-write speeds. Of course, power supply, I went with EVGA, good brand, don't want to screw with the power supply, so good brand there. This was like 44 bucks on Prime Day, bronze rated, so everything is good there. My RAM, I did a little bit of research and they said that Ryzen can be a little bit tricky when it comes to what RAM it likes, so this was one of the RAMs that said works perfectly fine out of the box. So I've got Corsair Vengeance RAM here, 16 gigs total, 2 sticks. Cannot forget thermal paste, Arctic. RX 580, 8 gigs of RAM. Like I said, this is a little bit over the top, but future-proofing, I went a little bit higher than what's needed for video editing. Plus, if you want a game, how the do you get these out of the box? It's only a mid-tower. Oh, good, styrofoam everywhere. Tempered glass, handle with care. Totally missed my mark. Ah. Shocking. Good thing I bought a static. No, I didn't. These thumb screws are not thumb screws, okay? They don't work. Here we go. We can get this. This already has fingerprints on it, and I haven't even touched it yet. Someone got some big thumbs. Give me my little baggie. Okay, so I've got, I'm guessing, some SATA cables in here, a ton of screws for stuff, zip ties, and a plate for something that I don't know because I haven't read the instructions. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Should it really be protruding out that much? I feel like I'm doing things wrong already. It's not me though, it's the case. Beautiful case, cheap case. Just had to figure out that things aren't flush. Okay, case is all set up and ready to go. Let you guys know that for this video, I am going to be using Bitwit's How to Build a Computer Guide, and I'm also going to be using jayztwocents since, I don't know, I like both those videos. So those are the two videos I'm going to be using. If I stray from those videos, I'll let you guys know, but like as any of you know that follow me, I watch a lot of random stuff. I'm into a lot of random things. So I do watch a lot of computer related channels. So I have a general idea what I'm doing, which is probably not gonna help, but hey. Okay, first things first, I'm a craftsman and I need a motherboard. Thermal paste. M.2. RAM. CPU. Am I missing anything? That's it, right? Help me, Jay.
What's up guys, jayztwocents here, and we need to build a new computer. We are going to build ourselves the ultimate 9900K editing rig. So we've teamed up with MSI to show you how to build it.
I did not team up with MSI. I teamed up with my bank account.
But now that we've got our case pretty much ready, we're going to go ahead and move on to the motherboard. So before we install the motherboard into our case, there's two things I want to do before that. We're going to install our CPU into the socket because it's easiest to access right now while it is out of the case.
So I know for a fact that I definitely need to find the instruction manual for this because every motherboard's just a little bit different. The socket layout's a little bit different. The fans, blah, 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 blah. So for that aspect alone, give me the damn book. I need the instruction manual just so I know where stuff is for this specific motherboard. What other goodies do I get? CD? Who the hell has a CD drive? Ah, fancy. It's like a guitar pick, but it's a logo. I don't know if this is normal or not, but I got one screw and one little riser thingy. Is that normal? Just one? Oh yeah, look at that. Like second page in. Motherboard layout. DDR4 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if I want to use 1 and 2, it's those ones. Okay, I think that's all I need, just the layout. Okay, so the Commander C36 apparently has the standoffs and stuff that I need, not the motherboard. Something they don't tell you. This board looks so fancy. Oh, it's labeled on the board. I don't even need the thing. DDR4 1, 2, 3, 4. CPU fan. What? I thought this was going to be a lot harder. It's labeled right on the board. Okay, first things first. I need my Ryzen. If any of this fails, I blame jayztwocents and Bitwit and Linus. I blame them all. If it succeeds, I thank them. Everything comes with a sticker, representing. And another cost-saving measure is the cooler, which is awesome because try to save as much money as possible. And while saving money, because this price was slashed for the 2700X, it comes with this beautiful, beautiful cooler, which is stuck to the desk. Seriously? Okay, again, no one told me it came with thermal paste already on. Why is that a thing? The f are these?
Stupid thermal paste already being on there. I got the good stuff anyway.
Extra goopy. Okay, that's clean enough. Maybe. I hope so. Why is that black? Should that be black? It's copper. I'm gonna stop asking questions that I have no answers for.
There's a little slot there, and there's a little slot there.
Okay, that's where these thingies go in. I'm guessing. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where the hell these go, what they're used for. There is already a cable coming off of it. Now I know this is RGB, so there's RGB, and there's probably gonna need to be one for the fan. I have one cable, but three things. Jay's video does not have this.
Now some CPUs, including the one that we're using today, come included with a stock cooler. And this one in particular comes with the AMD Wraith Spire, which is a fantastic stock cooler, but we're using something a little bit better. We're using that Noctua cooler that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video.
Bitwit, you're supposed to use the stock cooler, so I know what the hell I'm doing. Wraith Prism. Okay, so the first video that pops up is Tim's computer repair, and he's doing this. So thank you, Tim. But before I get into that, let's actually put the CPU in. Oh God, don't fly open. Ugh. Okay. I'm not gonna touch the top. I'm not gonna touch the bottom because that's really hard to do. It's real deep in there. They're a lot heavier than I thought they would be. So we pop up the handle and I need to find the little arrow, which is upper right for me, which is upper right for you. Now I have to be a ninja and drop this in without effing anything up. Okay, that was easy. And then we smack you down. Boom. CPU installed. So easy.
May have smudged it a little bit. Gotta clean it. Gotta be perfect.
So there's three. There's the fan itself, which I'm guessing is the wire that comes out of it. There is the LED USB header and the LED RGB header. You don't need three, you only need two. Another problem, because I'm not experienced, I would like to have the AMD logo in my computer case. So I have to orient this in a certain way. The issue is, I don't know which way this is going to be mounted. I've never done this before. Wait, graphics card always goes on the bottom. So it's gonna be like this. Yeah, yeah. I leave these clips on because I need those for those, and it's not aftermarket, so I don't need to take those off. Okay, thermal paste time.
2019 edition Arctic Paste.
Has anyone done a video on like the 2018 versus 2019 done a heat test? I will totally watch that video. Oh God, okay. That's messy as soon as I open it. I have to do a pea size, or a grain of rice. Do not explode on me. Okay, we are doing our rice or pea or whatever size. Oh, that's a little more runny than I thought it was gonna be. It's close enough, right? That's a pea. It's like a deflated pea. You guys probably can't see that, but that's my thermal paste. Yeah, first time. Don't, stop you. No, in the comments section, stop it. It's my first time. Okay, so I said it was gonna go like this. So these guys have to be in the, I'm guessing, down position. Oh, there's only one, okay. Okay, time to squish it on. I missed. How did I miss? Get on there, go down. Did I do it? I think I did it. See, the downside to a lot of these big YouTubers doing these videos, they have sponsors and money to get aftermarket stuff because they do overclocking. I'll do maybe a little overclock if I want to, but just using the stock fan, I've never watched any videos on that because no one uses the stock fan. Even though they all say, hey, stock fan is awesome for this one. Okay, so I need to plug this in, CPU fan, which is right here, 4-pin. Okay, so that one goes into the CPU fan, and then I don't need the USB. I instead need the RGB. So there's a little, this is the 4-pin. There's a 4-pin in here. Is it in the hole? Is it in? So now I need to find, oh, it's right there. See, oh, okay, I just have to say real quick, whoever made this motherboard, designed, not the brand, thank you for labeling this. So we want LED CPU, which is right there. And I can already tell, since this is a long cable, I am going to have to definitely do some cable management. Oh, God, that's so scary. Like, those pins are so thin, and you're just like, oh, if you miss a little bit, you might bend it. There's so much, look at this. There's so much extra here. Just move you out of the way for now. Let's just shove you and tuck you under here, possibly forget about you, and have everyone in the comments be like, bro, cable management. Okay, we're halfway there. Not. Let's do something easy. That took far too long. Let's do some RAM.
To find out how many channels it supports. The easiest way to do this is the manual or the manufacturer website, but failing that, you can check the labels on the motherboard itself, or you can usually tell by checking for color-coded memory slots.
They're not color-coded. Okay, so short side here, so I'm gonna plug it into number 1. Sorry, it's gonna be same orientation. So 1 and 2. 2 is actually in the 3rd slot, but they have it numbered differently for people like me, I guess. It had me confused there for a second because it goes 1, 3, 2, 4 for the numbers. I know that it's supposed to be offset. You don't just put 1 and then the other above it and leave 2 blank. Okay, that's RAM. So it looks like this board has 2 M.2 sockets. There's an M2A and M2B. One has a heatsink and the other one does not. So I don't know which one to use. I'm guessing one's a primary, one's a secondary. Oh, these are M.2 standoff. Standoff, there's just one. Even though there's a standoff here and here. Is there supposed to be another standoff? Am I missing something? Because they supply you with an extra one, but there's 2 already on here with standoff. I don't know. Oh, I get it. So it doesn't say anything about one being primary and one not being primary. The only thing I am thinking is the size, because one of these is longer than the other one. And this thing looks itty bitty, so I'm guessing it's going in this second one. Ooh. It comes in a metal case. How fancy is that? Wow, this thing is really small. And this thing is like the fastest thing ever. So if I put it in there, see, it's not gonna work if I put it in there. But I want the heatsink. Can I use the heatsink on the long one for the short one? Damn, I won't be able to screw it in. Why don't they include a heatsink for smaller M.2s? Long clip goes into long side. Short one goes into the short one. And then we go down. I think this is everything. I've got the CPU, the cooler, the RAM, the M.2. I think that's everything for now.
Told you to remove from your motherboard box earlier. Take it out of the plastic wrapping.
Okay, Bitwit, let's do what he says. Let's get this in the case. Got the insides. Now, I need the one thing that he said that I don't have.
You want to bust out your motherboard I/O shield.
It's attached to the motherboard.
Motherboard. And this case actually has the little stands already in there, so I'm hoping it lines up with what I have here. If not, then I'm just gonna have to find me some more. Okay, that does not line up. I am not in the right place. I need to scoot over more. So I'll let you guys see here. I've got it in. I scooted all the way forward, and I'm guessing this thing's gonna pop into place. I'm hoping it pops into place, because this is one unit, unlike the video where it's a separate. Okay, need a good screw. Okay, so this comes with like 1,500 different screws, and I'm gonna have to figure out which one I'm supposed to use. Holy moly. How many screws do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one doesn't have a hole, so 6. I need to fish out 6 of these screws. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The right thread. Maybe that's a good thing that I caught beforehand. There's a bunch of different screws, and something I should have done before I put the motherboard in, but good thing I have some exposed threads. Each of these have different thread types. So, this is the screw that I need and not the other ones. I think this is working. They're threading in not too tight, because if I break it, that's expensive. Oh man, how am I gonna reach those back ones? Oy vey. Okay, while I'm in here, I'm going to get the system fan, since I just noticed that. This rear fan, system fan 1, since it's right next to this rear fan, I'm gonna plug this in. Okay, so bitwit says, PSU's next. Got more cables, screws, instructions, bubble wrap. Okay, let's get all these other cables out of the way. Okay, oh yeah, of course, I need all of these. Oh my god. So for all these, I don't know. But what I do know is the power supply has to go in. And it goes in with this side facing out so I can get to my power supply. What I don't know, can I just slide it in here? Is it easy? I'm gonna try it like this. Does that fit? Oh, it does fit. Oh, that makes it easier. I'm gonna flop these out here so I don't get them confused with the other ones that I'm dealing with. The fan, I don't know which way the fan should go. Either the fan goes here, which have these nice little filters. Either it faces that way or it faces me. Bitwit!
With the matter of which way do you want to install the power supply, I generally say face down, especially with cases now having ventilation slots at the bottom with dust filters, as this one does.
Okay, so it's gonna look like that. And then I got a screw. So much screwing. It comes with 4 screws. But I do have 4 more screws that look exactly like that. Big bag of screws. First, I am going to attach this to the actual power supply. And now that that's on, I can push it in. And I should be able to screw it directly into the case. Power supply is in place, but not plugged into anything. Now comes the part that I really don't enjoy, the cables. So what I have going on here is all of these cables are from my power supply unit, which is literally everything. So I've got to figure out which ones exactly I need. I know I need one for the motherboard. I'm gonna need one for the GPU. I don't think I need any for memory, since I have the 1 terabyte M.2, which is directly into the motherboard. So I don't think I need any of that unless I decide to expand, then I have the cables. But everything else, like these, need to be plugged in. And I think there might be more in the back. Okay, so there's a SATA power in the back. In the back here, you have 2 spaces for SSDs. You can also mount normal hard drives in the back. This is definitely the reason why I have different videos that I'm watching on YouTube, because everything is just a little bit different. Oh, the motherboards are a little bit different, and the CPUs and the GPUs, and everything's just a little bit different. The cases are different. So nothing's exact, because this is what I wanted. I didn't do an exact replica of another builder's build, or else that would have been too easy. I like a challenge. So I think I have this somewhat figured out for the power supply. I've got the 24 pin, which goes in the giant 24 pin, and then the 12, which has CPU conveniently labeled on it, for the CPU, which is in the upper left. And the two things that I have, 3 things? How many things do I have down here? I've got all these things. These also need to be plugged into various locations, but I'm gonna do the power supply first. No, I need my GPU, so I need to know what my GPU uses. Oh my God, who designed this? It's like a Rubik's Cube, but with cardboard. Look at that, more cables. So it looks like it is a single 8-pin. I'm going to use my brain here and say USB 3.0 goes into the USB 3.0. So this goes in, there's a clip on one side, and there's a clip on one side for it to lock into. Now I just need to get that extra, no. See, it'd be better if you just clicked into place instead of just hovered in there. Then the CPU, so the clip goes up. Ooh, how am I gonna route this? What is this? HD audio. Now I have to look for something that says HD audio. That's a lot amount of pins. USB, TMP, COM, audio. I'm guessing audio goes in audio. And now I just need to figure out where all of these little ones go. And I will be done until I get my graphics card in. So the last thing that I need is to plug everything into this colorful multi-port thing, I'll call it, in the very bottom right-hand corner. It's got little colors on the inside to color code what is what. So all these little ones go into different ones depending on what the user manual says, and is also where this little speaker goes. I need smaller hands. So the big issue that I'm seeing here is I don't know, for the ones that have more than 2, I don't know what's positive and what's negative. With a little bit more YouTubing, I found out that on the back side, I said before, there was a cable back there that was SATA power. SATA power is for the LED, fans, and all this stuff. So I have it routed down at the bottom, and I just have it plugged into one of the random SATA. So I have that now plugged in, and from Bitwit's video, he said, because his was the same way, they're little plugs, if it doesn't say plus or minus on them, on the other side, it has an arrow, which is positive. So that helped out a lot. That got all the ones in the right place, hopefully. So I have everything hooked up except for this wire, because this is the special wire that's supposed to connect into the back, which is the little setup for the RGB, and it's the case's little motherboard thing. And that is supposed to come up to the front and connect to the motherboard. See right here in the back, it's got this little motherboard here that has all of the fan stuff. So yeah, I've got to figure out which one goes in there. This is supposed to be easy. I'm supposed to plug in the VDG to the other VDG. The problem is there is no VDG. I'm guessing it's the 5-volt ID ground one, because Gigabyte is the only one that uses the VDG according to whatever the case or wherever I got this cable from. And that is connecting the RGB fusion, so all the RGB works together. I don't know where this goes unless the VGG is on this side. There's a VDG. I don't think that's gonna work. That VDG has a 4-pin and it's missing one. This is only 3-pin. This is just ridiculous. I think someone screwed up, and I think it might be Thermaltake, because it says Gigabyte is using the VDG. Okay, but the VDG is a 3-prong and it doesn't fit. However, the other one that they supplied that's supposed to work for ASUS MSI and ASRock, I don't know. They supply one which is Christmas Tree D plus 5 volt, which, if you look on the inside, is a 4-pin. One of them's missing, which will fit exactly right there in the VDG. That seems to work a little bit better. You look like you go right there, which means you, little mini guy, I'm gonna route down here. It's gonna have to go in one of these, LED out or MB in. So I'm guessing the MB in is motherboard. So if your motherboard has RGB, that's just what I'm guessing. So I will plug this into LED out. So to this point, everything is done. The last thing I have to do is the graphics card, which I conveniently have right here. Oh, it's sticky. Okay, camera ran out of space, so while I was downloading it onto my computer, I did some cable management. So I was looking at this, and the 24-pin I rerouted to the back. You guys can see, route it through the back through here. And I also did the same thing with a few other things, routed it down through the bottom instead of just across the top. Like the CPU, I had the power cable running across the top. It works a lot better, and I have more room if I just routed it through the back, up through the top. There's a little hole up the top, boop, goes right there. So back to the GPU. I've got to smash this in here, and it's gonna be a lot easier now that I have all these cables out of the way. It looks like I'm gonna have to take out the second and third row in the back. Those just pop right out. I really don't want to smash this in here. I'm trying to figure out this top portion, if it's supposed to tuck in behind or go on the outside. I think it's supposed to tuck in behind, but it's making it really difficult to go in where I want it to. That was the case. Looks good on the back. It's got the little plugs in there still, which in hindsight I should have taken that out since it doesn't perfectly line up. The last thing I need is some PCIe power, and it's split into two, which is a little annoying because I only need one, so I'm gonna have a dangler. But I'm gonna put the clip on the top part because that's where it's supposed to go. I wish things would click. I never get a click. It's scary. I believe that's it.
Expansion slots, nice click. They're fairly tight, very satisfying, and
So yes, that is everything. I just need to do some cable management in the back because the front is looking beautiful. So I need to get to the back because the back is looking terrible. And there it is. It's done. Okay, so here I am. I moved everything over to where I'm going to be having my whole setup. I've got the keyboard plugged in, the mouse plugged in, the monitor set up, everything plugged in. I haven't turned it on yet. I haven't tried it, and I'm really hoping this works. One of the bad sides about doing this for the first time is if something in here was DOA, I would not know, and I would not know how to fix it. That's the RGB over there. Power button, here we go. Oh, okay. We definitely got, we've got all of our RGB working, even though it's different colors. I should probably turn on my monitor. I need to see if this posts. Fans are working. So it looks like everything here is working. I just got to figure out if, oh well, I definitely got the little beepy thing working. So it looks like everything's set up properly. I'm getting power to my mouse. The only thing is I've got to get my monitor set up to the right input. This monitor is a bit of a pain in the butt when it comes to what mode it is supposed to be in. If it doesn't detect the mode, like if it's in HDMI, no signal, it will automatically go into power saving mode. Okay, so I just plugged in HDMI. Hopefully it will recognize that it's in HDMI, which it's not. Hopefully I found the problem. I plugged in the HDMI to the motherboard instead of the graphics card. Hopefully, still no signal. Okay, so I have no idea why my monitor is not picking up any signal, so I don't have anything else but my TV. So I'm gonna hook this up to my TV. Hopefully it reads something, because I need to get some sort of magical signal to tell me that this is working. Okay, that did not work. So what I just did is, hopefully that was the solution, the RAM. I had the RAM in slot 1 and 2, which were the offset ones here, so I switched them over because apparently that was channel B and this is channel A going into slot 3 and 4, or however they do it. So it's the other two, which is the other channel. Oh, that's right, I turned power off. So let's try this again. And everything works, I'm just not getting any sort of display on anything. So I'm going to see. I got it, and I kind of feel stupid. So what I did not know is if you have a graphics card, I think it could have been my display, but I had the display port plugged into the graphics card and then onto here, but I don't think it recognized it, so then I plugged it into the motherboard. But what I didn't know is if you have a graphics card in the PCI slot, it will just automatically reroute everything to graphics card. So it recognizes, hey, there's a graphics card, everything goes out through this. So as soon as I put in the HDMI cable, I got this. So it worked. YouTube has given me one success, even though it was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it would be pretty easy, but I guess all of these components are very different, so I kind of understand, but it worked. So stay tuned till the next video. If you guys like this, I'm gonna do a few more videos in this series. If you like it, let me know. Let me know what you wanna see down below. See you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram so you can get some behind the scenes stuff that hasn't happened yet and unreleased content that no one else has seen. And if you haven't already, watch that video. And if you watched that video, watch that video. And if you've watched both of those videos already, make sure you subscribe down here. Yeah, watch this stuff. It's awesome. And if you've watched that and
and subscribed. I love you.